Welcome to Pure Sesame Academy, the podcast for all entrepreneurs, students, learning the essentials and laws of entrepreneurship. Get ready, because court class is now in session. All rise. Court class is now in session. The Honorable James Anthony Hendrick presiding. Court class is in session. I'm recording this at 6 o'clock tonight, as I do every Tuesday night until December. I'm talking about the 10 laws of entrepreneurship. And each of these 10 laws come from my book. Of course, it's not going to be in the same format as my book. A potential other book of itself, if you will. Now, in today's oral arguments, we're going to be talking about what's known as the law of personality. Now, you're probably wondering, personality? Really? Point of order. How does personality have anything to do with entrepreneurship? Well, I know it does. I've done enough research on it to write a book. The law of personality is the law of the ambivert. Now, I know some of you who haven't listened to in last season, you don't know what an ambivert is. Well, let me kind of help spread your vocabulary. Alright? Help spread your vocabulary. It is no secret that there are two different types of personalities mentioned by psychologists, maybe even by sociologists. There's the introvert and there's the extrovert. Okay? Now, we may be predominantly one or the other. But the law of personality states that reality for the entrepreneur is somewhere in between. And you're probably wondering, well, shoot, what does that mean? For me in particular. You can be an introvert or an extrovert. But to be a successful entrepreneur, you need a little bit of both. Once again, I'm going to repeat it. Write it in your notes. On your, on your laptop. Or your tablet. Or your smartphone. To be a successful entrepreneur, you're going to need a little bit of both. Now, some of y'all, I'm betting, you're like, okay, now that sounds a little strange. By only stating what research that has been available to me since February of 2015. I wrote my book, The Winning Personality. Back when I didn't think I had the winning personality. You see, extroversion might help you in some ways to get some sales, okay? Don't get me wrong. But, however, too much extroversion, too much talking out of turn can get you in trouble in your business. Think about that. Introversion can give you a chance to reflect and have introspection and to be able to get to the grindstone and get the work done. But too much introversion, you don't make enough sales, you don't reach out to potential customers, and you don't succeed either. That's why I said it requires a little bit of both. Now I know some people is kind of like, I really don't want to hear that. Well, but it's true. The researchers, the editorials of Entrepreneur magazine in March 2015 stated this. That personality for an entrepreneur is the reality is somewhere in between the introvert extrovert spectrum. And sometimes I think the introverts who want to be entrepreneurs, I think they tend to want to look for reinforcements from extrovert mentors and suppliers and contractors and the like. Or maybe they just reach in the middle of the spectrum, like I've said. Now, this is not a statistical inference style research. I don't know if there's been any relationship studies or hypothesis testing. I am by no means an expert at that. No. For those of you who are, you've had your degree, you're already in law school, this is more on the qualitative side. Because that's where I do better. And since you're in law school, I'm willing to bet that that's where you do better as well. So what is this middle of the perspective? The middle of the spectrum that requires a little bit of both. It's an ambivert. You're kind of like, really? Well, unless you've been under a rock this century, you have to know that ambivert, it is recognized by many fields of researchers in personal development. Your assignment, if you haven't already, for this week until we come back on next week, read chapter 1 of my book. Go get my book. It's available on Amazon. The Winning Personality, a values-based approach to entrepreneurship in this economy, by James Anthony Hendrick Jr. It's available on Amazon. Now, court class is no longer. It says court class is adjourned. Hope you've enjoyed listening to the Jurist Destiny Academy. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of the Jurist Destiny Academy community. We're saying goodbye until next time. Step into your God-given destiny.